Hi everyone, this is Sunette, and in this recording I am starting a process of assisting and supporting you to start developing a vocabulary in your relationship with your emotions and your feelings, or your emotional and feeling experiences in your physical body. Now, what you'll become aware of in this process of developing a mind-body relationship, developing and creating an awareness sensitivity within your relationship with your physical body, is that when you start describing and defining the effects of your emotions and or your feelings in your body, whether your solar plexus, whether generally in your physical body, that initially you'll have difficulty with being able to define it or describe it. Like the moment that you apply a particular point of pressure in your body, as I walked you through in a previous recording, in how to apply pressure with your thumb in an area and read what emotion or movement or energy is you're becoming aware of in your solar plexus, that you immediately, what might come up in you is not so much a word like, okay, this is uncertainty. All that you'll become aware of is that you're feeling something, something's there, exactly how you're experiencing it. It's like, it's so clear, it's so specific, it's like so perfect right there, but actually putting words to it seems initially impossible or such a great or big feat. Okay, actually, that is exactly where you want to be. I mean, everyone, hear me out. The moment you're actually finding it difficult to describe or define an energy or a movement or an experience in your body, what do you know? That right there, you're learning something new. You're actually becoming aware of an energy, an emotion that's always been with you, that you may have, for example, always just generally defined as being uncertainty. But now, all of a sudden, you're realizing this uncertainty is moving in your solar plexus in a way that it always has, but just because you've never really specifically been aware of it, you've never realized how it was actually moving. And that, this emotion might not in fact be uncertainty. Because now you've maybe experienced uncertainty, but now you're looking at, but what is this uncertainty doing to the body? And how it's moving, a part of you is thinking, hey, this actually might not be uncertainty. And then you start having a look at describing and defining how it's moving, and you go in deeper and more specific, like it's turning. It feels like this energy is feeding off of your cells in a particular area in your solar plexus. It's like creating this tornado and a vacuum at the same time. You realize, wait a minute, there's actually more energies involved here than just uncertainty. Then you go, okay, what words would suit the description of how this energy is moving in my body? And there you may come up with more words like fear, second guessing, doubt, manipulation, victimization, belittlement. And now you're awakening yourself to realizing you've actually always been experiencing a mix of emotions, not just this one emotion. For me personally, how I started becoming aware of it was I was only aware of the word anxiety within a particular emotion that I was experiencing in my solar plexus for most of my life. And then I started walking a process of releasing the anxiety, empowering myself, redefining myself and my relationship to the moments, the people, the situations, the responsibilities, and the tasks that created the anxiety in the first place. So instead of allowing myself to entertain the anxiety, the moment I became aware of anxiety, I would instead empower myself with pushing to be more confident, assertive, to trust myself. But despite that, I more and more still started feeling anxiety, even though I knew I was changing myself. And that's where I started questioning, but okay, maybe it's not so much me that's the problem, but the emotion that I've been working with is not the emotion that I've always thought it was. Or it may have been anxiety on a surface level, but this experience that I was actually going through was containing more emotions. And that's where I started going deeper into defining and describing what is this energy doing to my body. Because I found with being able to describe and define and become aware of what the energy is doing to my body, it allowed me to define more emotions that I was actually experiencing, but just generally defined as being anxiety. Because it's, I thought, okay, that experience is only anxiety. It just feels like anxiety, so it must be anxiety. And that will also even open up my eyes to, I was always saying, but it feels like anxiety, but then, the question comes up, was I really feeling? Was I really sensing? Was I really aware of the detailed, meticulous, specific, descriptive experience of that energy in my body? And the answer was no. So from there, where I started, which is what I'd like everyone to start with for this month, is describing and defining the energies that you're experiencing in your body on a daily basis, okay? And I guarantee that most of them, if not all of them, are, yes, on a surface level, fear, anxiety, anger, stress, resentment, worry, concern, all of those, even care, love. You guys can even play with positive energies and feelings that you experience. But if you take the time to breathe, quiet your mind and slow down and actually describe what that energy is doing to your body, you'll realize one thing, that there's more energies underneath it, within it, and involved that you're accessing on a subconscious and unconscious and deeper level of your consciousness in that moment that you need to become aware of, because it's patterns that you're accessing and living within your everyday life, your relationships with others, and your world that you may not be conscious of, but that could be affecting the way that you think, the way that you speak, the way that you act, the way that you make decisions and choices in your everyday life.